Feel your best and amplify your everyday look with Thrive Causemetics. Go to thrivecausemetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Causemetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
You're right, mate. Just before we get into the show, just wanted to thank you for listening to the show. I wanted to remind you that there's a Patreon if you want to, chuck us a couple of quid as a little thank you, or, as a little bit of, make the show better. Here's £3. Well, it's up to you, There's also a Redbubble if you fancy some t-shirts in that. There's one with Mothman with his cock out. There's one with Mothman without his cock out. And there's a load of the taxidermy stuff now on t-shirts and quotes from other people that they've said to me online and that when they've been giving me abuse. I'll let you get into the show. Well, let's have this week's Here's How. And this week, here's how to have those difficult conversations. Touch the shoulder, look them dead in the eye and tell them, this is difficult for me to say, but you have to hear it. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, will it make my batter bitter? But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. So she bought a bit of butter, better than a bitter butter, but she baked it in a batter and the batter was not bitter. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. Take your wife and kids out to the kids' favourite spot. Then, whilst the kids playing and having the best day they could have, hand your wife a little paper drawstring bag with a little jewellery box inside that says, I'm leaving you. When your neighbour's been blaring out music and they're slightly intimidating, you need to show them that you don't appreciate it. So, when you need them to know, you should order a pallet of earplugs to their front door and then just play it off as an accident. When you're telling your kid that their nan's dead, hire a clown for the day. Spend the day with the clown, entertaining both you and the child, pretend you're into it. Then, at the end of the day, after the kids had a day chock full of laughs and happy tears, and they've got a sizable collection of balloon animals, have the clown at least attempt to molest the child, and maybe kill a small animal in front of them, at the very least. Then, on the drive home, tell them, your nan's dead. You've got a hereditary disease that is very likely to be passed on to your children. If it's a respiratory issue, have them smoke from a young age. If it's kidneys or liver, have them drink from a young age. If it's a brain disease, refuse to buy them a helmet when you teach them how to ride a bike. Now you don't have to tell them it was your selfish desire to own a child that's going to cause them to die young too. You can blame the cigs, the booze, and the head injuries. You've gotten yourself up the duff and it's not your boyfriend's. Wait until the kid's a few years old, then it'll be easier, because you've had loads of time to think of what to say. Your house has been broken into and all the jewellery has been taken, or all your kids' stuff's gone, and it's because you forgot to lock the door. Smash the house up, mate. Stab the couches, leave knives in the kids' bedroom. Now, the other people in the house are more focused on the psychos that ransacked your house rather than the mistake that you made. If you've been pet sitting and the pets have died whilst they're away, make sure you tell them over the phone and at the end of the call as well, because it's better that they find this out in a happy place where they can be comforted and have time to get over it before returning home to a maggot-infested dog corpse in the kitchen. Maybe your kid's best friend's moving away. Instead of telling them outright, organise to follow them to a destination, but lose them on the way. Then pretend that the kid and his family died. Now you don't have to take your kid on long journeys either to the new location, so you'll save yourself a couple of quid, and the kid won't be sad that their mates left them without saying goodbye. They're more likely to understand a horrific accident rather than understanding that the parent of the kid didn't want them to be friends with your kid anymore. Being told you need to tell your loved ones you're an alcoholic. Hide drug paraphernalia all around the house, maybe the odd bit of brown here and there, scratch up your arms, go and get vaccinated a few times each week. Then they'll all think that you're a smackhead, but when you tell them you're an alcoholic, it'll actually be like they don't even believe you. And that's the end of this week's Here's How. Thanks for listening, man. If you enjoyed the show, give it a share online, share it in your Instagram stories from Spotify, send it to a mate. Talk about it on social media. Tweet me, mate. Tweet me. When I get 2,000 followers on Twitter, I'll be doing a taxidermy giveaway. So, that's something for you, innit? That's a little something. @WorldAroundYou. Same as the name of the show. I'll see you in a bit, mate.